Hello.
Hello. Yeah, please.
Hello?
Is that Mr. Smith?
Yeah, hi.
Hello, my name's Michael Burke. I'm a police officer at Met Police in Barnet.
Okay.
How you doing?
Well, alright, I guess. I mean, I've just been hit with another bogus, well, police case against me.
Well, yeah, I understand that. So you've got two matters in court at the moment, haven't you? You've got one...
No.
Going back and...
The one tomorrow has been dropped by the CPS at Southwark, HQ.
Yes, you've got another one. You're going back to North West London Magistrates Court on the 29th of October?
Yeah, that's going up to a district judge, a higher level judge, on a human rights issue.
Gotcha, okay, but that matter's still ongoing. That's
Yeah.
the ins and outs of it are less important at this stage. And the paperwork you got given yesterday, I think it's today, is a postal charge requisition.
I don't know, I haven't read it. I haven't touched it. He just shoved it through my letterbox.
Alright, there was another matter you've been investigated for, which related to the London Borough Barnet House back in April.
Well, this one says the 29th of April 2015, the one that arrived today.
That's right, yeah. So what's happened is that you were originally charged, I think, with an offence under that, and that's been discontinued. The case was due to go to court, but since we're discontinued.
Yeah.
Okay. However, this is a new charge to replace the one that's been discontinued.
Right.
So they've changed the act and section that you've been sort of summoned under, as it is now.
Yeah.
To go to court, and so the paperwork that's dropped off to you today.
Yeah.
Is informing you that there's another charge against you. This time it's contrary to section 1272B and 3 of the Communications Act 2003.
Yeah.
And requiring you to go to court.
Well, what about all those ones with Lisa Mayer and PC Wigley and Aiden McCarthy obstructing evidence where I was found not guilty? The CPS said if it is on CCTV, we should be reviewing the evidence before we prosecute an innocent victim. Now, they carried on prosecuting me for a bogus assault, where the magistrate was told by both the witnesses that the police had manufactured stuff into their statement that is not true, and that magistrate told Pauline Cutler about 5 times, "You are totally discredited." Yet he still found me guilty. Rubbish. I took it straight to Wood Green Crown Court. Raj took flight to Mauritius, the victim. Pauline testified again, where the Crown Court judge said to her, you are disbelievable," twice, and I was found not guilty. Now, the fact that I was actually assaulted and physically harmed and robbed of my property, which Raj told the magistrate he went running into Lisa Mayer's house, and bear this in mind, it's Lisa Mayer who's been getting me arrested. She's been constantly calling the police against me since I found out she was banned from having those cats in 2010. Now, what about all those malicious phone calls I got from Lisa? And PC Sarah Wigley covering up the perjury, because I've got the video footage where I'm telling PC Wigley about the CPS sexing up the trial of the Lisa Mayer case, because it was sexed up. I was found not guilty, should never have been arrested. And that DCI Meredith and PC Windsor, they threatened me during the police interview. They said, "Don't you worry, we will be looking into your phone records." They didn't, because at the next day they're going multiple phone calls, multiple texts, multiple in fear and all that rubbish, whereas in fact your own charge sergeant and PC Windsor and Meredith have said, although Mr. Smith was charged, was arrested, Lisa Mayer made multiple phone calls, multiple texts, multiple harassments. That's Lisa Mayer.
Right, okay, I don't...
Now, what about that, Why hasn't Lisa Mayer been arrested? I'm going to do a citizen's arrest on that woman tomorrow. I'm going to go to Harrow Crown Court, because the time was booked, although it's now been cancelled. I'm going to get the Crown Court to listen to 30 seconds of Lisa Mayer abusing me down the telephone, and then we'll have Aiden McCarthy of that ASBO team, Tracy Lees, Chief Executive of Barnet Homes, PC Sarah Wigley, Naz Smith Miller, and any other police officer that I damn well choose who have instigated a Gestapo inquisition against me. This is a democratic country of law, not bloody Baghdad.
Hang on, okay, a couple of things. One, you went to court initially and were found guilty, went to another court and found not guilty.
That's right, yeah, so there was perjury in that case.
Well, hang on.
There was perjury,
okay,
perjury.
Mr. Smith,
yeah.
Mr. Smith, okay, that's your opinion.
No, it's not my opinion, it's actual fact. It's in my barrister's notes.
No, it's your barrister's opinion, okay?
Oh, really?
No, it is. I mean,
so you're going against the Crown Court judge's opinion and the magistrate. You are totally discredited.
Now, hang on a minute. The magistrate found you guilty. You appealed to the Crown Court. The Crown Court found you not guilty.
Yeah.
Now, what that means, okay, is there's insufficient evidence to prove your guilt, which is beyond reasonable doubt. That doesn't mean you're unlawfully arrested in the first case, because reasonable grounds to suspect is completely different to...
What about the actual video that I've still got of me being assaulted?
Okay, hang on. I'm just saying, okay, in the context of what you said so far, okay, you can be arrested and found not guilty, and the arrest be perfectly lawful and investigation be perfectly legitimate. Okay, just because you're found not guilty at court doesn't necessarily mean everything's gone before it's been wrong.
Yeah, it was. We've released the mayor, it was.
You feel it's wrong.
No, it is wrong, mate.
And it could well be that you are proved correct at some point in the future.
Yeah, I will be.
Okay, all I'm trying to say is just for you to go to court and get found not guilty does not mean that everything else that's gone before it was wrong. Okay?
Oh, really?
No, it doesn't mean that.
We have a right to use CCTV, okay? We have a right to use it.
Right, the allegations you make against the other party,
Lisa Mayer and PC Wigley, collusion, coercion and joint enterprise.
One thing at a time.
Yeah,
okay.
come on in.
So Lisa Mayer, okay, has abused you.
Yes, she has, and other people.
Fine, okay, and has harassed you.
Yep, and other people.
Right.
And I've got the phone calls of her telling me all about it.
Have you got the crime reference number in relation to the crime report you made?
No, because PC Sarah Wigley will not allow me to generate a crime reference number. I got the phone call. She's actually taking the mick out of me.
Okay, what reason did she give you for that?
I don't remember, but I tell you what, matey boy, I've published it on YouTube.
Right, well, you then got subjudice coming in here. That doesn't help matters in your case. If you're trying to prove somebody has done something, well, no, if you're trying to prove somebody's done something wrong, put it in the public domain. That makes it very difficult to take it to court.
It's in the CPS told me to put it on YouTube so that they can review it.
I don't think the CPS said put it on YouTube.
They told me to.
I find that very... Well,
it's a phone call. Strange. I'll tell you what, I'll put the phone call of the CPS telling me to do so, if you like. Well, you won't send a police officer around my house to sit here all day like you do with Lisa, do you? You don't generate crime reference numbers with me, do you? I'm the one with the evidence. I've got the video of me being assaulted. Okay, and I've got the court transcripts where Pauline Cutler is lying.
Right. And you can prove she's lying how?
Yeah, well, in court she said that Keno, whose wife used to work in your police station, she told the Crown Court judge and the magistrate that Keno was nowhere near the situation. Nowhere near it. He was upstairs in his flat. Well, I passed over a single frame photograph to the CPS, the prosecutor, and then he decided to go running. Alright? So there you go. Pauline lied about Keno.
When you say he decided to go running, what do you mean?
He collapsed the case.
Right, okay. And did he say, okay, we're now going to pursue this as...
well, no, this is a problem that I'm going through the Home Secretary about. Your statement of truth, form MG11, warning, I am liable for prosecution. This goes right back to 1992 with Darren Davis, a police supergrass, whose mother created safe havens for battered prostitutes, where it was the police that were doing the hiring and the battering. Operation Countryman. I don't bullshit. I'm not bullshitting you at all. I want Darren Davis arrested for attempting to murder me on the 30th of March 1992. And I don't care that Sharon Minchin or Sharon Rowe, SA 141, thinks that his dad, who is a bank robber, Supergrass bank robber, is too heavy to deal with. I can remember everything that happened that night. Everything.
I mean, the slight fly in the ointment here, the difficulty we have, or I have certainly, is the fact that you've got 2 matters outstanding against you in relation to offences
during that eviction. I was fighting 4 criminal trials because your PC Sarah Wigley changed sides. As soon as Sarah told me, right, we've got evidence on Lisa, we're going to go and deal with her. And then she had to go to that ASBO team, and then that ASBO team turned Wigley against me.
Yes, the problem you got is that you've posted or been accused of posting items outside the neighbourhood base in Cat Hill, which presumably is where these, No,
the charge at the moment stands as only Barnet Police Station. But yeah, Cat Hill is PC Sarah Wigley, yeah.
Exactly,
yeah.
so...
She's working as a Gestapo Inquisition with Barnet Holmes. This is something that...
Mr. Smith,
no, this is important. Eric Pickles says that these councils who just pick up complaints, store them on files, and then another ASBO team comes along and looks at them and goes, oh my God, look at all of that. That is a Gestapo Inquisition. They brand people as guilty without questioning them, bringing them into the office or anything like that. I've started a European Court of Human Rights case against the Met and the Barnet Council together as a modern Gestapo.
Okay, if you've done that and you're in liaison with the Home Secretary, then that's your best course of action.
Well, she hasn't replied yet, but I'm going to make her reply.
She's a very busy lady.
Yeah, I know.
She's got a few refugees to deal with down in Canada.
Well, this is it. I've got a great deal of respect for that woman and David Cameron, but I can tell their hands are being tied behind their backs.
In relation to this, the problem is that the people you're accusing of doing wrong to you, okay, work at a police station which you've been accused of posting things outside of, which is an ongoing matter at court. So until that's actually resolved...
Well, this is what happened last time. Even Teresa Villiers, oh, sorry, you're being taken to court, so there's nothing I can do about it.
Well, exactly, because you can't, if the complaints are a civil matter, okay, you go to court let me finish, okay? So, you make a complaint about the way the police treated you, okay, or you're making allegations of crime in relation to the way the police have investigated and dealt with you in the past.
Yeah.
But you're currently going through the court process in relation to offences against the police that you're accusing of stitching you up in the past.
Well, I've only just had one dropped, and then I'm being hit with another one. That's harassment. You're not giving me any breathing space to get my act together.
Right, hang on, okay. You can get your act together and you can defend yourself in court. That's your right. You're not found guilty of anything yet. Okay, you've got 2 court dates coming up with 2 allegations that are separate, that are possibly linked, and there's a whole lot going on in the background. But until those 2 matters are resolved, then the complaint aspect of it, the civil matter of it, okay, about the way the police have conducted themselves, cannot be looked at until the criminal matters are dealt with. Well, and that goes for anybody, any time. If you want to sue somebody, you've got to wait until the criminal trial's finished.
Well, we have a right to do a citizen's arrest, and we also can do a citizen's criminal prosecution in a criminal court of law. Because under the Perversion of Justice Act, only one person needs to be in possession of the full facts, and that's me.
The Perversion of Justice Act, did you say?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, you can bring out a private prosecution, absolutely.
Yeah, in a criminal court.
In a criminal court, yes, you can do all of that, and you can, and as a court.
Then why has the clerk at Hendon and Willseden been blocking me? Because right now the clerk of the justices is on the top of the list. Wood Green Crown Court have said get it started at the Magistrates Court.
Which you have to. That's your way into
That's right, yeah. So I've got it in writing. I submitted it, including the letter from Wood Green, and yet the person on behalf of the clerk, another Mr. Squiggly Line, because that's all they do. From Wood Green, they sign a signature. You can't read it, but they type out their name. But whenever it comes to a magistrate's court, it's on behalf of the clerk, and you get a squiggly line, and that's it. You don't know who you're dealing with.
No, that's very true. Yeah, and that's something you need to take up with the court. I have have no means of...
well, so at the moment, I've got quite a bit of respect for you right now. Actually, you're handling this quite well. Why can't I make a statement of truth? Because this is what it all boils down to with that PC Wiggly. She did not let me make a statement of truth way back in 2011 about Lisa Mayer committing perjury in that trial. Because the perjury that she committed is outrageous. It's so outrageous that the clerk usher stopped writing it down. I'll tell you exactly what she said, and don't take this the wrong way, but she claimed a load of compensation out of me through Barnet Council, and yet I was found not guilty, should never have been arrested. So why did the council give her £2,000 worth of new furniture, a front door and a new lock? Now this is what she said. She claimed that I had kept a key, gone in her house without permission, and these are her words, videoed all the cat shit all over the floor, made the cats piss and shit all over her furniture, and that must be true, Your Honour, because the council gave her a new door, new lock and new furniture while she was in the house naked. Now that Tricia, the prosecutor, was laying into me about 9 times. She was in the house naked. She was in the... Eventually it twigged. Hang on a minute. You want me to admit that she was in the house naked with all that cat shit all over the floor? What sort of perversion is that, Your Honour? And another point, Your Honour. Why didn't she ring the police right there, right then, on that frame, time and date? Answer, she was in Bournemouth shagging her boyfriend. Now that was perjury, and she committed perjury to the council before that trial took place, because they replaced her furniture and they gave her a new door and new locks. And in her civil case that got me evicted, she's told the civil judges that she has to sleep with a carving knife under her pillow in case I walk in through the door. She's still pretending that I've got a key to her bloody door, when she's told the criminal court that the door was replaced and the locks were replaced by the council. You look up, she says, I called the police over 100 times, but sarcastically they did nothing. So all it takes is some psychotic civil judge to go, oh, sod me, I'll deal with it for you. I'm on to this, and I want that Judge Keith Hornby arrested. Judge Bristow...
You've got a number of different, sort of like...
yeah, thank you very much, PC Sarah Wigley, for allowing it to go on like this.
No, I was going to say, you've got a number of different areas to look at. So you also got the courts, okay, which say have treated you badly, or not listened to, or given poor direction. Made poor decisions. You've got
poor direction. I think you'll find that your CPS is the ones that have been misleading the court.
Hang on a second. The CPS has nothing to do with the police.
They are.
They're not.
They are.
They're not. They're the lawyers, Crown Prosecution Service. Yeah. Under the Home Office, but they're not part of Metropolitan Police.
Crown Prosecution Service. Why were they created? Do you know?
They were created because the police taking cases to court and making decisions on charging was deemed to be too
personal.
Well,
that's one way of looking at it. Too personal.
We weren't objective. So the idea was you have lawyers looking at it, thinking, right, if I take this to court, okay, what's the chances of me winning? If it's a good chance of me winning, then we'll take it. If it's not, then I won't.
So that was a very, very good description. But also, the CPS, when it was created in 1986, also inherited the police super grasses. So 10% of the CPS was also a criminal protection service. Nowadays, and especially at that Hendon Magistrates Court, especially at that court, the CPS is a Crown perversion service. They lie their faces off. They load up the police load up the CPS. The CPS spit out the bullets, and then the magistrates just go blam, 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 shooting everyone down. I want that Superintendent Usher at these trials. Does he know what his foot soldiers are really getting up to?
Well, that's something that if you're what was to say to you, if you were to take this forward, there's an awful lot going on here.
Well, only because PC Wigley has allowed it to go that far, and she's under instruction from Barnet Holmes.
How it got this far, how it got to where we are at the moment,
yeah,
okay, is to a certain extent neither here nor there. We are where we are, okay, and what's happened to you has happened to you, which is causing you a great deal amount of stress, and you want to sort it out.
I'm electrocuting myself on a daily basis, mate. That's how far it's gone.
No,
2 of my brothers have committed suicide already because you lot and your training Bernadette Popo.
What's with Bernadette?
Bernadette Popo is a police officer, a trainee police officer, who prosecuted my brother, who was protecting his daughters from paedophiles who'd moved in next door. Alright? And then Tina Ward went round his house and other people's houses, and she said to my brother's wife, you don't have to wash his socks, you don't have to wash his clothes, you don't have to do any housework, you don't have to feed the kids, you don't have to sleep with him, and you don't have to have sex. With that, my brother ended up living in the garden shed. 18 months he lasted, and then he goes and cranks himself. She watched it happen. She did nothing for an hour and a half. That's a criminal offence. Suicide is not a criminal offence, but if you watch somebody do it, that's a criminal offence.
Well, you actually helping someone do it's a criminal offence.
Well, in actual fact, 30 hours before I get evicted on the Saturday afternoon, Saturday about 8 PM, she starts ringing me up, calling me a paedophile, like a bloody police siren. So I phoned it through to 999. They say we'll be down within half an hour. Now it was a Saturday. Granted, you're busy. 6 hours later, 2 o'clock in the morning, I phone back, and someone like the SNT police force, I bet you it was Sarah Wigley, has branded me as not credible. Not credible? Shall I put it on YouTube? Will that make it credible? So I put it on YouTube. Monday morning, PC Wigley's coming at my front window with a bloody hammer, about to evict me, throws me in jail on the same time, and then while I'm in jail, Lisa Mayer brought another case against me, claiming that while I was in prison, I'm using the internet and uploading onto YouTube. I got another 6 months, and PC Wigley wrote out a statement for Lisa, claiming that Lisa, who had changed her car, by the way, all I was doing was walking home from shopping. I've got the video. And then Lisa drives past in a different car with 2 fingers up. I end up in jail. 3-4 months later, I get this bundle come through, and PC Wigley has let Lisa Mayer write a statement of truth. Now, why can't I write a statement of truth? When Darren Davis beat the crap out of me, no one let me write a statement of truth. Eh? Well, that now, this perjury, I've been phoning the court since the day after that trial. The court says report it to the police. The police report it to the court. We're going round and round in circles. You want evidence, you come to my house right now and I'll show you all the evidence that you want. In fact, you can't come to my house right now because all of my hard drives are elsewhere. I'll have to go and get one. You book an appointment and I'll have all the evidence you need against that Lisa Mayer, wasting police time, harassing the hell out of neighbours. Bill and Ellen, Bill, he was the last guy off the Dunkirk beach. Why? Because he was a baked bean man. He had to keep people fed. And we get this woman next door to him abusing him. I've got the phone calls where she's telling me how she used to tell him to fuck off and all that bollocks.
Come back to what I said a couple minutes ago. The problem you have is the fact that you are being investigated for other matters.
Well, I don't accept any of your investigations until Lisa Mayer and Darren Davis are arrested, charged and prosecuted.
Mr. Smith, whether you say you accept them or not, the matter is that you are still required in court to answer charges against you.
Well, don't worry, the court knows that I'm trying to prosecute you guys.
I know, exactly. Now, what I'm saying is that I think what you need to do, because you've got an awful lot going on, a number of different areas of the criminal justice system that...
Now, all I need to do is get a police officer around here, generate a crime file number, and then that's it.
It won't just be ever it, because the people that will be investigating work alongside the people you're accusing of
well, this is the problem. Even the IPCC, they sent it straight back to Collindale. Superintendent Neil Seabridge said, no, nothing wrong there. So I stuck in an appeal. It went to North Hampshire, and it was upheld.
Well, the appeal, your appeal was upheld?
Yeah, against Collindale Police Station. It was upheld by North Hampshire Police. But from there, it's just hit a brick wall.
What legal advice have you taken? What solicitor's working for you? That's what you need, is someone to bring it together who's not you.
Yeah, there's EBR Attridge. They are the solicitors that know that this perjury took place, but they don't get paid until the trials finish. They don't get paid to do this sort of work. Alright, when I was fighting these four eviction cases, criminal, civil, criminal, it was all cross-contaminated. And I'll tell you what as well, these Met papers that are against me now, you've cross-contaminated them with all that phone call crap with Barnet Council's out of office, Rochdale, right? That's the point. I'm making a complaint to the Training Standards Authority about that lot. They shouldn't be going, welcome to Barnet Homes out of office. It should be, welcome to Barnet Homes out of office, call centre in Rochdale. Then we know who we're talking about. Or talking to. And I'll be honest with you, I can't remember a single word that I said on that phone call, because 10 minutes before, I was electrocuting myself. Suicide, I don't think you guys know the meaning of the word. Harassment, I don't think you guys know the meaning of the word. Paul Gifford, PC Paul Gifford, I can't remember his number, I think it's 423 or something, or 512. He's arrested me, 8 times, and yet I'm being told that if a police officer nicks you more than 3 times, that's harassment.
Who told you that?
Nicky Bilgin, who used to work at your Collindale Police Station. Drug dealer.
Right.
Grows cannabis. She supplied the cannabis that the Labour Party used in their laboratory.
Right, okay.
Check it out. Go and arrest Keno, and then nick him, and then you put a track on whoever it is in HMCS who stops them getting prosecuted.
I can't directly get involved in any of this, and for the reasons I've already explained.
Yeah, I know. What it is, if you're a police officer and you criticise a police officer or discredit them, you get fired. That's what happened way back in January, wasn't it? There was a police officer who spoke to a journalist. He got fired for discrediting a police officer.
It wasn't so much that, it was the fact that he showed a journalist information that he shouldn't have shown a journalist.
Well, I've got Operation Countryman here right now. Right in front of me on my internet
I don't
machine.
doubt that at some point in the past, people in the Metropolitan Police Service have conducted themselves in less than, been underhand, have done things wrong with
what this council is doing, the councils are abusing the police. Yeah.
The council and the police work in partnership, so you could well
it's a Gestapo Inquisition, isn't it? Look, listen, Aiden McCarthy, on his statement, at the bottom it says, I believe all this to be true. Even if it's not true, I still believe it to be true. Now, I'm going to show that to the Crown Court tomorrow.
Well, when you go to court, what you tell them is what you believe to be true. Okay, or do not believe to be false.
Well, what if there's CCTV evidence? Because PC Sarah Wigley, when that prosecutor said, when I was arraigned over the Raj assault, all I did was touch his face. He got a medical report done at Chase Farm Hospital, where his wife works. I had to go to Barnet General and have x-rays and put my arm in a sling. It took over a year for me to be able to bend my thumb. I do electrical work. I can't use a screwdriver. I can't use pliers. I can't use wire strippers without feeling the pain that they've done where they've bent my bones. And yet Raj, he gets me prosecuted. And then so what happened was, I get arrested by Lisa Mayer at 4 o'clock in the morning. I get held in your Collindale police station for 16 hours, and then I get dragged out to the interview room. The Lisa Mayer thing turned out to be bogus, so you hit me with Raj. And then in the morning, Straight away, as soon as that arraignment started, to the split second, the CPS said, "Oh my God, I've just been hit with a 600-page email about Mr. Smith." The magistrate turned around and said, "Thank God we've only got these few bits of paper." So that courtroom is being broadcast to your police station. Point number one. Point number two, I said, "Oi, it's all on CCTV." The prosecutor then, who is an honest one, she said, if it is on CCTV, we should be reviewing the evidence before we prosecute an innocent victim. The magistrate wrote that down, but she did not make it part of an order. So it was down to me to keep ringing the old bill. And then I get a phone, and then I get an email from PC Sarah Wigley, and it says, and I quote, "I am stopping police officers from coming to your house to watch the CCTV of you being assaulted because you put a complaint in against me to the IPCC." I had not at that stage put a complaint into the IPCC, but I've told them about it now.
Right,
so they're using the IPCC as a barrier to prevent evidence going to a magistrate. And what's more, in that email she says, if this CCTV does exist, why not take it to Aiden McCarthy of the ASBO team? So I did, and do you know what happened when I walked in that office? He threatened me.
Aiden McCarthy, who's he?
Barnet Holmes ASBO team. He now works in lettings. He's a very, very clever, highly trained, vicious, nasty SS Gestapo bastard. He tampered with criminal trial evidence, and so did that SX339 AA Hearn and your so-called crime management unit. I look at it this way. This is how I look at it. I've got Lisa, Raj, Pauline, Tonya, Tino, his missus, Aiden McCarthy, the council, the police, all of them committing offences against me. So let's just add that up and call it, say, 700%. And then there's just me, 100%. That's called crime management. Let's get rid of the good boy, and then all the rest of it we can ignore. Well, you can tell that SX339 AA Hearn and your crime management unit that when Boris Johnson gets his hands on my phone calls that I had with you guys, I think you're going to find he's going to hit the roof. Because it was Boris who created these crime management units, wasn't it? And these safer neighbourhood teams, they were created to to know who the local offenders are. Well, Lisa Mayer has got a massive history with the council and the police, making tons of false allegations. Tons of them.
See, we have in the Mayor been criticised a number of times for failing to get...
I want to help clean you up.
For failing to get matters to court.
Yeah, I want to help you clear this up. I really do.
Well, yeah. I think at the moment the problem is that there's still 2 matters outstanding against you.
Well, why don't you just drop them? Look at the reality of the situation. Can you possibly imagine?
That's not going to happen.
Well, I'll tell you what's going to happen, right? That Met Police one with that borough commando and that swastika, that is going to go to a Crown Court. Alright? And then when the Crown Court jury hears why and what is going on, and you lot, the Met Police, and I win that case, you're going to be branded with a Gestapo swastika. Do you understand that? That crime file C/990/ST/92 is where Detective Nicky Simpson covered up the attempted murder against me committed by Darren Davis, the son of a police supergrass. You guys don't know who these guys are, but HMCTS do. I'll swear this to you, right? On 20 years after 1992, on the 30th of March 2012, I took a bundle of summonses down to that Barnet County Court. Right, a bundle of them, including Darren Davis. And who brought them back? It was Lee Davis, his brother, working for the Royal Mail. Now, you lot, about 6 months ago, you sent some CDs through the Royal Mail and they got lost. Don't you realise Royal Mail is riddled with criminality?
Well,
Lee Patrick Davies.
In all places.
I'll tell you what, mate. I'm going to.
We could spend all night talking about it.
Yeah, I know.
Hang on, but ultimately, it won't get you any. It won't get you any further. Okay.
Well, why can't you let me make a statement against Lisa Mayer? Because I'll tell you what Lisa Mayer's personality is. Do you know that Maxine Carr?
Yes.
Right. Do you know Fred West and his wife Mary?
Rose.
Yeah, Rose. Sorry, whatever her name was. Yeah, that's Lisa Mayer's personality.
I know, but the problem is you're not trained and qualified to say that.
Do you want to bet? Do you want to bet? Every single psychiatrist that I've met, and I've met a few of them now, I'm the one that ended up telling them what their job is. And it's the same with this harassment act as well.
We're not qualified to say that. That's all I'm saying about that.
Well, I'll tell you what, you listen to this phone call of Lisa, ranting and raving, and then you'll find out who's qualified or not.
Smith, seriously, I know you've spoken to, or have been in contact with the Professional Standards Department here at Connaught Police Station through Caroline Robbins as Sergeant. I know you've had responses from
I want her nicked.
Well, this is what I mean, okay?
Well, that bus driver,
there is no way that anyone at this police station can deal with the complaint from you. Because anybody and everybody, at some point, who may have done something which you disagree with or think they've done deliberately to stitch you up, okay, is someone potentially that could be investigated. So nobody here could sit down and...
So I've got to go to a separate police station. I understand what you're saying. This is madness.
Well, it's not madness.
Well, it is. It's the Met Police. It doesn't matter what police officer you use. It's the Met Police.
Well, yes, well, true. But then you've also said that you've got you want Mr. Usher taken summons to court, so he knows what all his staff are doing underneath him. You've mentioned a number of police officers by name, okay, who have deliberately stitched you up, who've lied and coerced and been part of all sorts of big cover-ups and what have you. So you can't then expect another police officer who works alongside those to sit down and just take the allegation of crime from you.
Yeah, you're right.
And then investigate.
You're dead right. I agree with you. But why are you bombarding me with more and more cases then? Because what you're trying to do is just use the courts to create a massive time gap. There is no time limit on justice, matey boy.
Well, absolutely, yeah. And I agree. Okay, there's no time. I mean,
I'm trying to clear my name of Shiny Dye.
But there is a certain aspect. Summary only offences, you've got 6 months. But that little bit aside, okay, you're right. Yes, things can sit there. There is a time limit making the complaint to police. It's got to be within 12 months of the end of any particular investigation. You're still being investigated. You've still got 2 court matters outstanding. Until they're done, we, as much as we couldn't record a complaint from you anyway. But you're more than, as you have done previously anyway, speak to. There are organisations that would actively seek to try and bring action against the Metropolitan Police. Okay, there are charities out there that will support people there are people.
It's way above their heads. They can't handle it. As soon as they see,
Mr. Smith, I'm trying to give you an avenue to explore.
I know.
What I'm saying is,
that.
As a person working in the area of the police that you are complaining about, okay, I am not best placed to take any information from you.
Well, look, sir.
Okay, so
look at it from this perspective. Don't you think that Lisa Mayer has caused so much aggravation that you guys should take responsibility, bite the bullet, and charge her with the perjury and the malicious prosecutions that she's instigated against me and other people, because the people that have got my house right now are taking shit from Lisa?
Well, that's for them to take up.
It's for you, the police, to realise this woman is a psycho. She's wasting our time. Why is she being nicked?
Well,
in fact, she was going to be nicked, but she didn't answer the door. She pretended she wasn't in. The cops outside her house were furious, but she wouldn't open the door.
There's quite a few people that do that, and we don't always have the power, and we're doing full century. All of that may well be true. Okay, but the fact as they exist at the moment is you've still got 2 matters outstanding against you. You've made a number of allegations about people here being less than honest, should we say? And at best, and deliberately stitching you up at worst, going way back for 20-odd years. Okay, with that, it would not make any sense to anybody that you would trust someone from that particular part of the organisation you're complaining about to take your complaint and investigate it. Objectively.
I understand.
So what I'm trying to say
thank you for saying that.
Fine. Okay. So, and I know you've been written to by people here. You want Caroline Robb, who deals with our complaints, arrested.
Well, she should deal with that bus driver for sure, because you can tell Caroline Robb, she's the one that told me to put the bus driver incident on YouTube. I didn't, in case it would interfere with the trial. But he pleaded guilty by post. So I spoke to that Caroline Robb and I said, oi, I want him re-prosecuted. So I spoke to the court, oi, he should be prosecuted. Caroline Robb rang me up, but she rang me on my mobile because she was too coward to ring me on my landline. But the bottom line is this, she rang me up going, oh, it looks like the bus driver's put in an appeal. No, it's a re-prosecution. He wasn't prosecuted properly. I spoke to the case progressions. I booked a prosecution. I turned up with witnesses. It was going to be a prosecution, but they turned it into an appeal. That bus driver deliberately locked my arm in the door and he dragged me down the road, and then he's gone and told his matey boys that I'm the one who dragged him out of his cab and dragged him down the road. All of those videos, you can tell Caroline Robb, all of those videos are on YouTube. The phone calls that I had with London Transport, they're going to go up on YouTube. And the transport lawyers said, oh, we can't do nothing for at least 6 months because the police are handling it. They still have not got back to me. So that phone call with London Transport lawyers is going to go up on YouTube.
That's fine, okay, but that's nothing that I can help you with today. You're very aggrieved. There's a number of different parts of the public services who have let you down, okay. But here at Barnet, at this moment in time, okay, there's no way that we can look into that because of you're being prosecuted and because of all the allegations you made. It can't work. The reason I was saying about other charities and those sort of people that may be able to help you is it will give you. They can give you far better advice than I can.
Mate, the Royal Courts of Justice Citizens Advice Bureau, they just looked at it, and I'm not kidding you, they said, go out of the room and have, we'll have a look at it, just wait outside. So I waited outside. Now also, there's another, I walked up the staircase, just exploring, and at the top there was a window, and inside that window, I filmed them taking the piss out of me.
Right.
Right, Citizens Advice Bureau, Royal Courts of Justice. The guy's name was Alex.
Hang on, so this is the Royal Courts of Justice was taking the piss out of you, or the Citizens Advice Bureau? Or both?
Citizens Advice Bureau, Royal Courts of Justice, Alex.
See, the thing that's in... It seems that everyone you deal with at some point, okay, hasn't dealt with things the way you think they should be dealt with.
Well, look, sir, I mean, I spoke to the Queen's Practice Master. I had 3 meetings. He gave me a payment, 1,673 quid, to start prosecuting the CPS. So I told the council, I told Sarah Wigley, and guess what happened? On the day of the deadline, when I was going to take it down there, Paul Gifford is on my doorstep waiting for me to open my door, and he nicked me and threw me in a police cell for 24 hours. So they deliberately nicked me, knowing full well that I've got a payment from the Royal Courts of Justice to prosecute the North London CPS.
Yeah, that's what I mean, is it...
So I'm going to use that payment tomorrow at Harrow Crown Court. I'm going to show it to them, and I'm going to use it, and I'm going to book a whole day of these, and I'm going to get the judge to listen to PC Wigley sarcastically taking the mick out of me.
Okay, do that, and then the court will give you some guidance on what to do next.
Now they're going to give me a warrant, mate.
Okay, well, that's a maybe.
Well, we have a right to do a citizen's arrest. The only reason why I haven't gone down to Lisa Mayer's house is that she's not exactly a shoplifter who I go and grab. Alright, right now, Lisa Mayer, right now, can call the courthouse and go, you see, at the end of that bogus eviction trial, Judge Hornby has ordered that I pay Lisa Mayer 10 grand compensation, Duncan Lewis & Co, £25,000 legal costs, the council 85 grand legal costs within 14 days of being evicted, or I go to jail for 4 years. So how can I go into Westbrook Close and arrest Lisa, Raj, Tonya, Pauline, Keno, without the backing of a court warrant?
Well, very true, you can't, can you?
Well, surely I can't, no.
In the situation you just described, no, that's very difficult.
Yeah, exactly. So Judge Keith Hornby has gerrymandered the situation, hasn't he? That's why he's targeted.
But this is what I mean, is that everyone you come into contact with and explain anything to has ended up making matters worse for you.
Well, he stripped me of my right to defend myself.
Or not dealing with things in the way that you think, which is why I think complaining to us, the people that are part of all of this, or to them, isn't going to get you anywhere, which is why you need to go to someone else who's got expertise in this. There's plenty of people out there. Try Liberty. Yeah, and those organisations.
I have tried Liberty. They say they're inundated with human rights cases. Look, I rang 101.
You did.
I told them to pass it on to Mike Cunningham of HMIC at Scotland Yard.
The HMIC aren't based at Scotland Yard?
Well, wherever they are. Mike Cunningham, HMIC, Her Majesty's Inspector of the Constabulary.
If you go to the internet, you can find them, okay, and you can contact them direct.
Alright, fair enough.
I think that's your best bet. If you're going to pass a message to him, then pass a message to him. Contact him direct and pass a message to him.
Yeah.
I'm not in a position to take a complaint from you for the reasons that I've explained a number of times. Okay? I've given you some advice on how you possibly could look to take this forward. Okay? But in the meantime, okay, the only advice I can really give you in relation to the two matters are outstanding at court that have been prosecuted by the police here in Barnet is turn up and defend yourself.
Well, let's just imagine this. One day I do get my criminal trials, not civil, criminal trials against people like PC Wigley or Caroline Robb, okay, and I win those trials.
Yep.
What's the situation going to be then? Or, more importantly, right now, when these two cases that are going on now are dealt with, how many more have you got in the pipeline waiting for me? How many more are you going to start bringing to me, eh?
I don't think it's necessarily... well, I don't know what's in the pipeline in the basis I don't know what other allegations are out there about you. I haven't done a detailed search on your name.
Well, I'll tell you what, Barnet Council took me to court for leaving a message on their answer machine. It ended up at Wood Green Crown Court. 3-day trial. Not guilty. So when I got home, I phoned up Naz Smith Miller of Safer Neighbourhood Team, Cat Hill, and I told her not guilty because the ASBO team are not doing their job properly. An hour after that, she just slammed the phone down on me. Next thing, I got Paul Gifford on my doorstep nicking me. So I just spent 3 days at Wood Green Crown Court, and then within an hour of getting home, I get nicked and thrown in a police cell again. No statements, no charges, nothing.
Like I previously explained, reasonable grounds to suspect involvement in the offence doesn't mean you'll be charged with it or go to court about it. But every time you come into contact with Barnet Police, okay, you either get arrested or charged with another offence.
Why? Is it because I got them busted dealing drugs?
I don't know why. All I'm saying is if I was in your situation...
I'll tell you why. It's Barnet Homes.
I would be looking for somewhere else to take up my fight for me so that I wasn't the one that kept Tennant up in police custody. That's what I would be doing.
So what are you saying? Go outside of London?
Well, I'm saying that you think you've tried very hard.
Well, no, go to Germany.
Every time you try, you end up getting yourself into more trouble. So I think you need to. I need
get myself into more trouble. Are you joking?
But no, you are, because you've been prosecuted for more offences. Every time you get found not guilty.
Why isn't Lisa Mayer being charged? There's obvious evidence.
I can't explain that.
You can explain it.
I can't explain it.
Yes, you can. You're in a position to explain it. Why don't you just nick her for wasting police time? Come on, she told the court she phoned you over 100 times. How many hours of paperwork have you had to deal with over that? And was I arrested 100 times? No. So that's defamation of character, slander, which is what PC Burke, SX 683, the first thing he said when he walked in my house, and he was being secretly recorded, wasn't he? I had a camera under my t-shirt.
Right.
He said, we're not going to nick you because the other neighbours are giving you a really good reference, and the fact that you're saving the old boy's life. Right, but he says the CID are looking into you. That's where all that historic stuff comes up from 1992. DS Nicky Woods threatening to kill me. You look at my record. That threats to kill dated the 6th of the 9th, 1995. What happened there was Edmonton CID had threatened to kill me. They threw me in Pentonville, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. The last time was to see the forensic psychiatrist. I had the crime file, C/990/ST/90, where Darren beat me up. I had the file where Edmonton CID are claiming, oh, I've never beaten Mr. Smith up before. I've often felt like doing so, and in fact I've resisted the temptation. I had the Barnet press cutting where Lee Patrick Davis, Darren's brother, had 14 out of 18 charges dropped. So that's the Criminal Protection Service in action. And although I was in prison, Pentonville, when I turned up at Wood Green Crown Court, I had the cassette recording of DS Nicky was threatening to kill me. Now the judge went ballistic. He went mental at me for not having a solicitor, because when you get a when you get threatened by a police officer, you now need a high-powered, experienced, expensive lawyer, and that's why it keeps falling down. I had the cassette of DS Nicky was threatening to kill me. The CPS came up to me, what's your evidence? So I showed him. We went into that courtroom. The judge hit the roof. He had a go at me for not having a solicitor because he wanted to instruct the solicitor on how to prosecute the CPS and the police and even Hendon Magistrates Court. He then laid into the CPS, no continuity, different prosecutors, abusing Enfield Magistrates Court for wrongfully imprisoning me into Pentonville, and then he laid into Edmonton CID for abusing the whole process to protect their own supergrass. Detective Perry Cochran, he was there on his own.
Right.
And the judge adjourned all of that sine die in my favour so that I can reopen it. The only document that I've lost that was not scanned onto the same hard drive that I've got back from that, I've lost that one bit of paper where the judge adjourned it sine die, the whole lot. So you go and dig up my records, that 1979 one.
Right, Mr. Smith, I'm not going to get involved in all the bits and pieces in the background here, okay?
Why not? Because it's this Libra thing that brings it all back up again, isn't it?
No, it's not, for reasons I've explained more than once.
Yeah, okay, you're the wrong police station to go barking off at.
Well, no, it's not just that. No, we're prosecuting you for 2 offences, and you're making allegations against everybody here. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well, I've been making those allegations before you started prosecuting me.
Well, hang on.
Do you realise that poster was sent to Theresa May 6 months before I put it on that police station?
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
Do you know where else I put that poster?
Go to court, tell them everything that's gone on.
Yeah.
Okay. About in relation to the offences you've been charged with or summoned with on this occasion.
Yeah.
When that's all dealt with and there's no other outstanding prosecutions, then you can make a complaint about what's happened at this police station.
Right, well, don't worry, mate, because I will. But we'll just finish here. When we was at court the other day, they were actually quite friendly, the barrister, the magistrates and that. But they wouldn't let me say anything because they're saying, you're represented, you've got a solicitor. Mike Boyd of EBE doesn't know the whole story, but he does know that perjury was being committed, but that's a separate offence. These solicitors only focus on what's going on now.
Well, yeah, I mean, the court, they have slightly different priorities.
That's the problem.
There might be a problem with the whole criminal justice system in this country. That's something I can't help with at 10 PM on a Thursday evening. Yeah, I appreciate that. Honestly, this is giving me a headache, believe me. Absolutely. There's so much to go on. But I'll tell you, sir, so at this time, I can't take a complaint. Yeah. You're best off speaking to organisations outside of the criminal justice system because you've got to complain about virtually every part of it. Yeah. And take your advice from them. Yeah, I know. That's my advice to you. Yeah. Look, sir, one thing, I know you're very busy, thank you for calling me, but these forms, MG11, Statement of Truth, they're a witness statement. You've got to do something about it, alright? Oh, warning, I am liable for prosecution if it turns out to be a load of lies. Well, why haven't the magistrates got the power to go, that's obvious perjury, you're nicked? Well, you said you read the Perjury Act. Okay, what does it say about corroboration?
I can't remember. It's been about a year since I last read it. But I do know one thing, that new laws were introduced about 6 months ago. Collusion, coercion and joint enterprise are no longer in the corporate domain. They're now in the domestic domain.
I thought they were anyway, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, they weren't. They were not originally, but now they are. They're in domestic law sort of domain. So Lisa Mayer is fucked, isn't she? Because I've got all the phone calls. She's ringing me up going, Martin, can you put your camera on my car, please? Because Jamie's scratched it. I've called the police. I don't want to know. Oh, but I've called the police. Jamie scratched my car. If I can get them to hit me, then I can get them evicted. How about that? I've got all those sort of phone calls. She's colluding and coercing me to use my CCTV so she can get a neighbour evicted. But as soon as that camera got turned on her, shit hits the fan, doesn't it? Right now, she's got CCTV surrounding her house. So, in fact, I can use that CCTV to protect myself when I go and nick her, doing a citizen's arrest.
Well, that's something you need to justify at some point to a police officer who turns up and takes you into custody.
Well, put it this way, mate. I've never ever lost a criminal trial. Okay, and that's why I'm going for Judge Keith Hornby.
Between now and Christmas, you've got at least 2 more. Okay? And we'll see how you get on with that. But honestly, I need to go. I've got other people I need to talk to.
I appreciate you calling me back. Really, I do. You're a genuine sort of guy, but I feel sorry for you because you're entrapped. You know that I'm being set up. And I'm not standing for it any longer. I really am not. I'm electrocuting myself on a daily basis just to get rid of, the pain that I am enduring is not worth living.
No, I understand that, okay? And if I'm not best placed to help, and I've tried to point you in the right direction.
Yeah, okay. Look, sir, thank you for calling me back.
You're welcome.
I don't remember your name or anything. It doesn't really matter. But the advice you're basically giving me is go to Germany, get a German police force to look into it, and then you'll all be nicked. Right. Oh, one final thing. When Sir Bernard Hogan-Howell took on the job, he said that we, the Met, are here to do the biddings of the government and the biddings of the locally elected officials. That's it. That's all the European court needs. He turned you into a political police force. In America, it's to protect and serve.
Well, in America it's protect and serve, yes.
Yeah, but in this country, the Met is here to do the biddings of the locally elected officials. That is a political police force, SS Gestapo regime.
Well,
Mate, I talk to everybody. I talk to everybody in the street along Edgware Road. Everybody on the bus. Everyone agrees with me. Barnet Council is a right-wing, racist, fascist organisation, and they need taking down. And bear this in mind: they only got through by 1 vote. And that was the vote of the mayor. And I've got a recording of the mayor telling me that he does not agree with what the mayor and burgesses of Barnet get up to.
Wait, so that's a completely different thing. Okay, we're way outside of the police now. You need to take that up with the people that, Eric Pickles, who you mentioned earlier, who's I think the local authority minister.
Yeah.
Right, Mr. Smith, I have to go.
Look,